That's all I got. That's all I got and what you're getting. So.
Bring him in here!
Live.
Yeah!
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Still working or you retired?
I'm deteriorated.
Alright, I got you.
Well, you better.
Are you currently receiving Social Security, disability, retirement, or any kind of veteran benefit?
Dude, I have no idea what you're saying. Say it again. Here we go.
So I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys, on today's show. What about that flying car? Also, where did they finally found Rudy? And also, why some of you aren't real and how AI gets back at scammers. All this and much, much more will be discussed here on Deacon Live. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? Do you have all 10 fingers? Do you have all 10 toes? Do you have all your proper appendages attached to you still? Are you walking around or you're not in a hospital? And the reason why I say that is because yesterday was the 4th of July. Yeah, all right. And my wife was worried about, as you guys know, we have several horses here on the property, 22 some odd acre ranch. But we're far enough away from people where we're not on top of we're not on top of each other. So if anything happens, like 200, 300, 500 yards down the road, it really doesn't infect us or impact us that much. But fireworks do. Now, granted, we only have two basically neighbors around here that I can throw a baseball and maybe hit. My arm's not as good as it used to be. But and they're older couples, older families, and they're not really into the fireworks thing, which is good. They're the traveling firework people, like they go somewhere to go see fireworks, as to where instead of launching them here on someone's property, which is great. But about 3-4 miles down the road, they built this new little development, about maybe 15 houses. And they're your young families down there, first-time home buyers, and they're launching fireworks left and right. And we could see them. They fly high and up over the tree line. We can see them up in the air. But that concuss that you hear with those, gone are the days of lighting sparklers and lighting the stupid snakes on the driveway. There are somewhat professional-grade fireworks that the public can get a hold of now. Now, this is the weird part. In Florida, it's totally legal to have fireworks, to own fireworks. But here in North Carolina, it's perfectly legal. You can go and buy them. You don't have to sign any waiver and stuff. The way Florida gets around it is you're signing a waiver to scare off gophers and any vermin from your crops or fields. So you physically sign this waiver. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to use this 3/4 inch ton 16 mortar whatever thing to scare off any birds or any kind of vermin on my property. Yeah, that's what I'm using these for. Wink, wink. Only this time of year. This is the worst time of year. It just happens to fall on the 4th of July. Yes, thank you, officer. I'll be on my way. But everything was good here. There was a couple. Sometimes you get some assholes that fire them all the way up until midnight. Now, I don't know if it's because 4th of July was on a Tuesday this year. They didn't really extend the party out. I'll tell you what, on Saturday night, though, people were testing their fireworks, testing what they got. But they do have somewhat of not a curfew, just a courtesy to, not run them all night long, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, like they do in Orlando. So those idiots over there, thank God, got out of that cesspool town. But here, they really don't do that. They have somewhat respect. If not, you know what's going to happen? Sometimes you might not hear fireworks. Sometimes you might hear something that sounds like fireworks, and the next morning, the people that were up late shooting off fireworks are basically, it's a crime scene, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Not that we would do anything like that here, but, late night parties end to be late night tardies to work the next day. Just because we are a gun-toting state. But nonetheless, one of the things that we did this past weekend, my wife and I, now I'm on TikTok. I get a lot of my news on TikTok. There's a scene that I saw on TikTok about this woman on an airliner. We're going to get on, talk about her, get on her as well. And I was like going, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with people? And then it started snowballing. I'm like, there you go. There's the story of the week. This crazy woman freaks out. And we're going to talk about her here in a little bit. But on TikTok, I get all my news feeds, my current news feeds, or quick news feeds. You know, something takes a video or something, go, hey, check this out. I guarantee you, I don't have a story for it yet. I saw something on TikTok. This guy pulls up next to an Amazon truck and trailer, 48-footer. The side of the trailer is blown out and smoke is coming out the side. Now, hear me. I'm marking this audio timestamp. It's 12:47 p.m. on July 5th. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a story. I can't find a story yet, but I saw the video. This guy pulls up next to a Amazon trailer. One of the like 2 foot of the side of the panel has been blown out of the side of the truck and smoke's pouring out. And the guy's just trucking down the road, not even paying attention. Doesn't even see it. So keep on the lookout for that. So if you see that out there on the news and stuff, you heard it here first. Wish I had that MTV first. That's what we do here. So anyways, something that we've done for the first time, and it's because of a TikTok video, you know, TikTok made me do it, is have you seen the chopped Italian sub sandwiches? Now, if you're not familiar with it, you think, all right, Italian sub sandwich, how can you reinvent the wheel? Essentially what you do, we use romaine because romaine tends to be a little bit more crispier, not as watery as like a iceberg or anything like that. Cut off, if you got a romaine, you can see me here on the video. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. If you take a romaine head of lettuce or head of romaine and you cut the top off, cut like the first 4 inches off the top, you know, get rid of that crap. And then you come in about 1.5 inches and you slice that straight down. I'm not talking the romaine hearts. I'm talking the full head of romaine. So you got like these little squiggly things like party favors or stuff that you, confetti type stuff. Then you take salami, Genoa salami, throw 2 pieces on there. Throw 2 pieces of the hard salami. Throw 3 or 4 pieces of the good pepperoni. I'm talking sandwich pepperoni, not the ones you put on your pizza. Whatever cheese you want, they put provolone on there. Throw a tomato, throw red onion. I like a sweet onion, a yellow onion, a couple pieces of tomato, and you just put it on a chopping board. Then you take the biggest fucking cleaver knife that you can find and literally just chop it. Chop it to where all the pieces are about anywhere from half inch to 3/4 inch. Chop, 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 chop. Once you get it chopped, we've found out it's easier if you take a mixing bowl, like a metal mixing bowl, put everything in that mixing bowl that you just chopped up, put a tablespoon of mayonnaise, as much oil and vinegar as you want, salt, pepper. Oh, I forgot. When you're chopping it up, put bell peppers in it. Bell peppers. Banana peppers. Put a couple banana peppers in there, and I kind of sprinkle on a couple jalapenos. So that goes in the first chop. I forgot to mention that earlier. Now, once you get it in the bowl, you put your mayonnaise, you put the oil and vinegar. I know everyone out there is starving right now. You put your salt and pepper. What kicks it off is that Italian mix, that your seasoning Italian mix, where it's got the oregano, it's got the basil, it's got all that stuff inside of the whole seasoned mix. No salt or anything like that. You don't want to do that. You've already salted it. Just put a couple sprigs or splashes on that and then fold it. How do you fold? You just fold it. I don't know how to fold. Fold it. You just fold it, turn the bowl, fold it, turn the bowl, fold it. And then once you get it all done, get a nice, fresh hoagie roll from wherever you get your bakery stuff. Walmart, believe it or not, they've got a real nice fresh, but you got to eat it like within 24 hours or it's crap. They got a real nice sandwich hoagie roll. But you want something where it's finished on the back, on the spine. You don't want where you have to separate them like hot dog buns because then the spine doesn't hold up. Once you get it all chopped up, put it in that thing, and I'll post these pictures over on our Facebook page. And the way you'll find our Facebook page is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, proud sponsors of DeaconLive. Click on social contacts, and you can see our Facebook page there as well. I'll post these pictures on there. And then you spoon feed like you're putting the tuna in a sandwich like they do at Subway. And you pack that thing full, and then you pick that thing up, and you cut it in half. And the flavors in every bite is exactly the same no matter what. And here's the best part. You're like, well, why do you chop it up? Think about all the wasted space, the wasted air, the wasted gaps and stuff between the lettuce, between the bun, between the meat. And the mayonnaise doesn't get to all of it. You physically have to chomp it and chew it and mix it around in your mouth. You know, you take a bite this way, you got a different taste of sandwich this way. This is congruent all the way through the whole entire sandwich, and it is perfect. It is a perfect sandwich. If I had the time and the effort and the money and the will to do it, I would open up a sandwich shop that just served chopped sandwiches. Now, there's different sandwiches out there, but I'm talking about that we had the Italian. I don't know if it would work well with like a roast beef or a club or something like that. We might experiment. We might try that out and figure out how that goes. But I mean, that would be a good like side hustle, like a food truck thing, chopped sandwiches or something, some kind of name you'd have to put up there. Chopped's been used a million times over, so it might just be one of those IP names where you just like Kleenex or I don't know. What's another thing that, you know, like generic Kleenex, whatever. So we had that. It was delicious. It was so good that my wife and I ate it like 3 days straight. What do you have for dinner? How many sub rolls do we have left? Oh, we got a couple. I'm going to make me another chopped sandwich. All right, so there you go. That's what we did, and it's good. So if you have one, or you're going to try one, or if you need the recipe, by all means, reach out to me. You can email me anytime at deacon@profitradio.com, or go to profitradio.com. At the bottom of the page it says Be Heard. Speaking of that, you can be right here on the podcast with us. You can be podcast famous, speak right into it, comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on this podcast if you get it in quick enough, or the very next podcast as well. All right, guys, stick around. Lots to get into. I'm finally going to talk about this flying car. I refused to talk about it, but I've seen it in so many articles in the past week, I got to talk about it now because you guys are wondering what's going on with it. And I'll dive into that here in just one sec. Stick around. You listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. Like I said before, go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on social contacts, and you can see all the stuff that links us to you and you to us as well. You can see our TikTok page. You can see our YouTube page. That's right. For every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. You can see me here in the studios. And anytime I talk about articles that have either a video or some kind of visual aspect to it, you can see it in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. And while you're over there, get yourself something for free. The way you do that is to click on free swag. There's a couple little prize packs over there. Got a few headphones left. I can get those out to you. All you have to do is fill out that little form. Unfortunately, the headphones are only good for the people here in the United States. Everyone overseas, I do apologize, but you can go to gizmoleague.com and you get yours there as well. They're very inexpensive. They're great headphones. I use them when I go grocery shopping and stuff, when I'm listening to the radio through my phone. Now, this gentleman right here, I worked for Home Depot many years. I worked for him for over 20 years, on and off, during my career doing one form of radio or another. They helped me fill in the gaps when I needed money. I never really, not retired, but never really had a period of time where I wasn't working for Home Depot. I always kept my foot in the door, and I was able, to boost my hours up and boost my hours down. Now, this gentleman right here was arrested after stealing a forklift from a Lowe's and then driving all the way to the Home Depot, which was across the street, and running into a parked car where a woman, Gloria Stein Pinkney, was sleeping in it. So we don't know why he got out there. We don't know why he stole the forklift from Lowe's and then drove it to Home Depot and then smashed into this one car. Let's go to, now's your chance to go to YouTube. You can see this video in real time as we're talking about it. So we're going to go to, what is this? NBC News? Is it NBC? Yeah, NBC News for more on this story. So let me switch cameras here so you can all see it. Make sure I got the right thing up. There we go. And let's find out a little bit more about this story. Oh, let's take him off mute.
Charles
So here
County
we go.
Sheriff's Office confirmed
Here we go.
it is a shocking and bizarre story that involves two home improvement stores. The Charles County Sheriff's Office confirming with News 4 that the man who allegedly stole the forklift from the Lowe's was an employee at the store, and he brought it to this Home Depot, which is just about a half mile away. Investigators say that man drove into this parking lot and found a car was parked here. He rammed the forklift into that car. A woman was asleep inside the car. She tried to get out and run away. Investigators say the man then ran her over with the forklift and killed her.
Jesus!
This is absolutely a tragic story. It's bizarre. We don't know why the suspect did this. We're still trying to figure that out. I don't know if we'll ever get an answer. The victim wasn't doing anything but sleeping in her vehicle.
The sheriff's office says 20-year-old Bryce Brown ran over 73-year-old Gloristine Pinkney. Then officers say Brown took off in the victim's car.
There is no evidence that the victim and suspect knew each other. This appears to be a random attack, and again, for reasons that are not clear.
Investigators say the Lowe's was closed when Brown broke in and stole the forklift. He fled by ramming through some rear gates. Officers first responded to the Lowe's.
Okay, so if Lowe's was closed and he broke in, grabbed the forklift and ran it out through like the garden gates or whatever, and then rammed into this car where the 73-year-old woman, Gloristine Pinkney, was sleeping, what was she doing in the parking lot sleeping? And why? I mean, there couldn't be that many cars in the parking lot. Maybe he just random, luck of action and hit that car and there was someone sleeping in it.
And after canvassing the area, found the forklift and Pinkney in the nearby
underneath it
parking lot. Late Sunday night, detectives were able to track down Brown.
And once we got enough information to positively identify him, we were able to arrest him. And based on that, we were able to locate the victim's car, which was parked in a nearby neighborhood.
Brown is facing murder, assault, and theft charges. In Waldorf, Mauricio Casillas, News 4.
Okay, thank you with your fancy name there at the end. But I mean, I take that back. He stole it from Lowe's and then drove across town to the Home Depot, which he said was a quarter mile away, and then hit this car. So do they have night crew? Yeah, they have night crew at Home Depot. I remember they had like pack out crews, but usually you weren't allowed to get out of the store during that time. You were physically locked in. Why was this person sleeping? Maybe that they were there to pick up someone who was working inside. Maybe it was the girlfriend's car. Let's do it that way. Figure this one out. I think I've solved the crime. Maybe the girlfriend was working night crew inside, and that was her car. And she let her mom, grandmother, 73 years old, Miss Pinkney, borrow her car. And then her job was to pick her up when she got off work. So Mr. Brown grabs the forklift, drives across town, sees her car, smashes into her. Maybe it's dark, can't tell the difference between grandma and the actual girlfriend, runs over the grandmother thinking it's the girlfriend, ditches the forklift, and then hauls ass. That's my theory. We'll see what happens outside of that, but that's what happened there. Now, another theory that's coming out is, we said the Jetsons are the staples as far as what the future should look like, right? Where's our flying cars? Everyone goes, where's my flying cars? Where there's a company right now based out of California. It's called Alef, A-L-E-F. Alef-based aeronautic company recently announced they have received a special airworthiness certification from the Federal Aviation Administration, allowing this car to fly in limited locations. The company's car, which is called the Armada, we'll go with that one. Model Zero aircraft received the certification on June 12th from the FAA. So this means that they're certified that the aircraft can be used on limited purposes, including exhibitions, research, and development. It is not the first craft of its kind for which the FAA has issued a special airworthiness certification. Now, the founders of Alef's company started in 2015 and named I don't know what all that means. Here I go. Well, this company was started in 2015, and what they've done is they've made a street legal car that can ride on roads and parks and parks in a standard parking spot. And it can also take off vertically and fly through the air in any directions. The vehicle has a flying range of 110 miles and a driving range of 200. But what you don't know is this car, because of its lightweight capacity and lightweight capability, they couldn't get the DOT certification to allow this car to be on the road. So what they've had to do is tell this company, that your car can't go over 25 miles an hour based on the structure, the crash test structure of your car. They said, fine, we'll keep it to golf cart speed, and then they can get somewhat of a legal or roadworthy certification for it. And then vice versa, the FAA says, okay, you can fly this, but you can only fly it in this situation, this situation, this situation. So it's getting there. It's getting there. But if you want one, they're selling them right now. So if you got any loose change sitting around, the all-electric ride is priced at $300,000 with the more expensive hydrogen option offer for longer ranges. It'll hold 2 people, according to the company. Now, when they say 2 people, they're talking 2 children, is basically what they're saying. A big guy like me and, a friend of mine who's just as big as me, you're not getting, 500 and something pounds in that vehicle and expect it to carry our big fat ass across the parking lot. That's about all you're going to get, and it's going to crash. It's going to skip off the ground. It's going to get barely 10 feet off the pavement, off the tarmac there. All right, guys, when we come back, they found Rudy. Where was Rudy? And who the hell is he? Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want to be heard? Of course you do. We'd love to hear from you. You can be podcast famous. So what you have to do is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. At the bottom of the page is a little blue bar. It says Be Heard. Speak right into it. You can be anonymous if you'd like. Or you can, tell us whatever you want. Just fill that little thing out there for you. Just follow the instructions. You can figure it out. Speak right into it, and it comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast as well. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, I have a matching video, and you get to see this right before your very eyes. I talked about it, what was it, last week or a week before? We ordered from Temu. I just happened to go downstairs out of the studio here, and I hold here in my hand the first portion. Hold on, let me make sure everyone can see it. The first portion of my Temu purchasing. So I'm going to unbox it right here in front of you. Boy, they put a lot of tape on it. It is an orange bag. I didn't realize it was going to be an orange bag, but I guess the one guy, the mailman guy, was complaining about Temu. What am I supposed to do with these orange bags? What am I supposed to do with them? Jesus Christ. They really did cram them all in here. Oh, I smell something. This is how they're getting us. I smell something. I don't know what it is. It smells very, like a lot of tape. You ever smell like the backside of packing tape? All right, so the first package I have here in my hand, I don't know what it is. Let's open it up. What do we get? Oh, it's my little mini camera. There you go. There, that's one. Let's see what else did I get. I'm opening it. I gotta do it here in front of the camera. There you go. This is our, Bluetooth. This is our little portable Bluetooth speaker. Always need one of those. Got one of those. And then the last thing in this package, I know we got some other stuff coming in. I just probably shipped it in. It is the Wongda neck fan. Hello, I love your neck. That's the best neck I've ever seen. No, my wife, it's that time of year. She rides horses and stuff. She trains, not trains horses, but she's on a horse training. And, this charges. So this is a little neck fan. Let's see. I can do this without killing myself. That's on. Well, that's it on me. Let me see if I can turn it on. On button. On button. I can't see it so dark in here in the studio. Let me see if I can find the on button. I don't see anything on here. Oh, here it is. Got it. Power. Oh, you hear it? I think I got it upside down. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. It's blowing right up my neck. That's not too bad, I guess. See if I can do it the front way. I'm feeling awfully sleepy now. Take over United States. Start with Deacon Live. Get his show for us. He the one who got us here. Well, there you go. So there's my little neck thing. I'm sure it probably runs a little bit better if you charge it up. So there you go. That's my first, uh-oh. It won't turn off. Oh, there's speeds. Low. There we go. Low. Medium. High. That's not too bad, I guess. What do you want for $3, right? $3. So there you go. I'll take that downstairs because I'm sure my wife is looking for it. So there you go. Now, something that someone has been looking for, or someone that's been being looked for, is this young lady right here. A Massachusetts woman was missing for a week, was found alive in a local state park. A Massachusetts woman's reported missing a week ago was found alive by hikers after discovering that she was stuck in a mud in the state park this past Monday. Emma Towinski was missing near a local pond in southeast Massachusetts. On Monday evening, the police department provided an updated Facebook detailing that Towinski, 31, was discovered by hikers passing through the Borderland State Park. Unable to assist her themselves as she was stuck in the mud for several days, the hikers alerted the Easton Police Department, where authorities said they had to use an ATV to pull her out. Imagine that, being stuck a whole week in the mud. What did you eat? I mean, bugs, water. A week, I mean, what's the thing where you can only last how many days without food and how many days without water? I think one is 3 and one is 7. Obviously, she made it through and they pulled her out. Stuck in the mud, huh? Think of all the different things that has to happen in order for you to be stuck. First of all, stuck in the mud. Second of all, be stuck in the mud to where you can't get out. And then third of all, being stuck in the mud to where you can't get out enough to where you're there for a week and no one sees you or finds you. So there you go. I'd be banging and whatever and screaming and yelling the whole entire time. Now, someone that was probably screaming and yelling 7 years ago. Is that right? Am I reading this right? So here's what happened. A gentleman, a little boy by the name of Rudy Ferris, was found. Hold on. Rudy Ferris was found by a Good Samaritan after a man came across an unresponsive human being outside of a Houston church. Rudy disappeared when he was 17 years old. Family members warned that he may have been abducted and sold for human trafficking. So let's see if they got more on this story here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Turn you down a little bit there. Skip ad. There we go.
This morning, we're hoping to learn more about.
All right, so for more on this story, if you want to see this story, go over to YouTube. Make sure you search DeaconLive Podcast, and you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here. I'm going to switch to camera 4, and here we go from Ken's News 5. Here we go.
This morning, we're hoping to learn more about the Houston man who was recently found 8 years after he was reported missing.
8 years!
Rudy Farias' mother shared these pictures of her son yesterday. Right now, he's in the hospital being treated for injuries and trauma, and he hasn't spoken to anyone. Farias was reported missing back in 2015 when he was just 17 years old after he was walking his dogs in North Houston. Last week, he was found laying on the ground outside a Southeast Houston church.
But right now, Rudy's family is excited. I mean, they are over the moon. They're excited, but they're also worried. Rudy's not doing well.
Meanwhile, investigators say they will try to talk with Farias and his family at some point again today.
So imagine that you're 17 years old and you're walking your dog and you get picked up and abducted or whatever like that. And it come to find out he was being sold through human trafficking. There's more articles later on that came out, and he was picked up on the northeast side of Houston, missing for 8 years, and then found potentially 30 miles from where he was abducted. God almighty, can you imagine what this kid has done, seen, been through, has done, has seen, has oh man, just thoughts on, and it's a boy. You always hear about girls being abducted, girls, they sell them in the sex trade and they sell them into this. This kid, if you look at him, he looked like the goalie from, I'm going to switch back here. The goalie from, what's the show? What is it? Quack, 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 quack. What's the show? Not Duck Wings. The hockey show. The Mighty Ducks. There we go. I got it. Finally got there. Thank you. And he was the goalie. Now, hear me out. The actual goalie from the Mighty Ducks went through his whole ordeal where he went through drugs and he was unrecognizable and stuff like that. He had his own demons that he had to come across. But this guy, Rudy, looked just like him. Who knows what they did to this kid? I hate to, you hate to think those kind of thoughts, but at least somehow he made his way, was found in front of a church there in Houston, and hopefully he's going to do better. A lot of therapy coming up behind that kid. So hang in there, Rudy. We're cheering for you. All right, when we come back, this woman right here was cheering that the doctor actually took one more look at her and found something unique on her body that she would have never known at her age would have had. So stick around. We'll dive into that here when we come back. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we'll get you something for free. The way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on free swag. Pick your out something over there. We got a whole bunch of stickers, some magnets, some free swag, all in general. We have a couple of headphones left over. The little earbuds that go into your earbuds. They're wired, though. They plug right into whatever device you got. If you still have a headphone jack on your smartphone or whatever, they're great headphones for that. They were given to us for gaming purposes. I've got other stuff, better quality stuff that we use for gaming purposes. So I've got a whole bunch left over that will pass on the savings to you. All you have to do is fill out that little form. It's not an email grab. It's just a Prophet Radio's way of saying thank you for listening to Deacon Live. Proud sponsors. They're proud sponsors of Deacon Live. So grab that over there, fill that out, and we'll send them out to you. Only here in the United States. All the stickers and stuff we'll send overseas, but the headphones we have to send here in the United States. I'm not paying $28 to ship $20 headphones to England or whatever like that. Sorry, mates. Not going to get them. Now, this lady right here thought that she would never get this. A 36-year-old woman in January of 2021, Carla Mitchell from the UK, she's not getting a pair of headphones, started experiencing a rapid heartbeat, achy legs, and became short of breath after climbing a flight of stairs. She initially thought that she was entering menopause at 36 years old. She told, menopause can begin as early as your 30s, but most people don't notice the changes until their 40s. Although it turned out that she was anemic, both Mitchell's and her doctor believed that there was no reason to worry as she was still very young. But the results of the cautionary colonoscopy test, the colonoscopy test, where the camera goes up the anus, the rectum, and the colon, led to her being diagnosed with bowel cancer. Anemia is found in up to 75% of bowel cancer patients. In April 2022, Mitchell learned that she had Lynch syndrome after consulting with a genetic counselor. The inherent condition increases a person's risk of getting certain type of cancers, including bowel, womb, and ovarian cancer. She now feels passionate about educating people on the Lynch syndrome, as well as recognizing other signs of bowel cancer. So here she was. She just thought she was becoming a woman, or not becoming a woman anymore. She's moving out of, the birth control, menopause. The women's body starts not producing as much estrogen. That internal time clock, the spring, the battery's winding down, and that's essentially what it is. I mean, there's other stuff too. I don't mean, you're so chauvinistic. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you what I know, what guys know. That means you're drying up. All your eggs are drying up. And it's a rapid way to get rid of them. I know that sounds gross, but there you go. So that's what she went in for, a little study, and found out that she had bowel cancer, or Lynch syndrome. So take care of yourself out there, people. There it is. I'm going to get them. With my new fly swatter. Ooh, nailed him. Did you hear that? Bounced off the wall. Thank you, Dollar Tree. Now, this woman right here, this story has gotten a lot of buzz here in the last 24 hours since this show's recording. And they still don't know, as of today, what caused this issue that this woman have. Now, if you haven't seen it, this is another one of those videos I saw on TikTok of someone just completely freaking out on a plane ride. On the walking up and down the aisle and screaming and yelling. And right now, I don't want to say they're a dime a dozen on TikTok, but sometimes some of them just stick out. And for whatever reason, this woman right here was walking up and down the aisle, and I saw this on TikTok, and I'm like going, okay, what's this story? And sure enough, within 12 hours, they had a story based on this woman because they actually locked her up and threw her in jail. So if you haven't heard this story yet, this woman, an American Airlines plane, was she was walking up and down the aisle. Now, when I say woman, she's probably mid-30s, if not early 40s, white woman, wearing like leggings and like a yoga outfit or something. I don't know. That's what she feels comfortable riding on the plane. By all means, let her ride on a plane like that. But obviously, something on the plane was not making her feel comfortable. Now, I'm going to switch cameras here so we can see this video. This is the original video uncut. Now, they did the picture-in-picture thing here, so we'll have to just deal with that. And I'm going to camera 4 again.
I'm telling you.
So here we go.
The fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off.
Hold on, lady. Let me tell your story, and then you can tell why you're getting the fuck off. So she's walking up and down the plane, and what she's saying is that she saw someone in the back of the plane and says that it wasn't a quote-unquote real person. So here we go. Let's let her get everything out of her system and see where it goes.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this.
And everyone's looking towards the back of the plane like, who the fuck ain't real back there? What's going on? And then this is what she said, and would upset me too. Listen.
And you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Bye. That guy at the end. I'm not going to see you later, lady. That's what got me the most. That's the funniest part. You can die with them if you want. The guy at the end goes,
die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Bye. You're going to jail. You're going to the loony bin. So let's find out what actually happened and if we got any more details on it. A viral video shows a woman disrupting a flight, yelling at passengers about a not real person on the flight. The viral video has been recently on board a Florida. Can we do anything right, Florida? It was a Florida-bound flight from Texas flying from Texas, shows a woman screaming at fellow passengers, that motherfucker back there who is not real, as you heard before. As you have no doubt seen the TikTok and Twitter everywhere in the last recent weeks or last couple days with this clip. Comically, a person filming the pan turns back to the back of the plane as she says that motherfucker ain't real. So, and the comedian Carrot Top, he was actually on the plane. So let's see if he recorded what he got. So here we go.
All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to a day in hell of flying. So we were on the airplane from Dallas to take off to Orlando, and some woman lost her marbles. I mean, literally was like screaming at the top of her lungs, like, fuck that, you guys are doomed. Get me off this fucking plane. So we're off the plane. She got her wish. We're deplaned off the plane, and now we're waiting in the lobby. The whole entire flight is waiting in the lobby because they're going to have to sweep the plane to check to see if there's anything. I don't know. They're sweeping I don't know if they've sent the bomb unit in, or they look like housekeepers went on. So they're gonna send the housekeepers on the plane and just sweep up and make sure there's no pretzels, debris, and then we can take off to Orlando. But can you believe that? I was gonna see the fireworks in Orlando just in time, but now this fucking lunatic lady lost her mind. So we're going nowhere.
And that's our friend Carrot Top on the scenes. Thank you, Carrot Top. So there you go. Let's see. What is this one here? Oh, Is this them taking her away? Oh, no, he's just replaying the flight video. So there you go. So Carrot Top was on the actual flight where the woman freaked out on the plane. And so I guess she's in jail. I know she's in jail. I mean, that's when she says you're all going to die on this plane. They don't take that lightly. It's like you don't greet your friend Jack in the terminal when you get off the plane. All right, guys, when we come back, one more little segment, and we'll let you get back to enjoying the rest of your day. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Oops, let me switch cameras. There we go. Hello. Here I am. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want to be famous? You want to be podcast famous? You can be right here in the studio alongside of us. The way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsor of Deacon Live. That's Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. At the bottom of the page says Be Heard. Click on that, opens up a microphone on whatever device you are listening to us on or at. Speak right into it. You can be anonymous if you want. If you want to talk about anything that we've talked about here on the past shows or whatever, if you just like to say, hi, little Timmy, happy birthday, you can do that as well. We'll play it on this podcast if you get it in quick enough, or the very next podcast as well. Now, someone who's not saying happy birthday to themselves right now is this nightclub in Singapore. Brian Ong, O-N-G, grew up in Singapore, and his upbringing was anything but typical. His father, Murray, who was a seaman, often traveled to Brazil and dreamed of bringing the country's electric parties to Singapore. In 1998, when Ong was 9 years old, his dad opened up a nightclub and named it Ipanema after the song "The Girl from Ipanema." But what really set the nightclub apart, what really sets the nightclub and Ong's childhood is apart from the nightclub's location. Ipanema is in Singapore's Orchard Towers. In its heyday, the building was full of go-go bars, strip clubs, discos that threw hordes of people seeking a good time. Locally, it's known as the 4 Floors of Whores. In 1990, he says, I grew up in a child care center right here in Orchard Towers. It was packed. There were people everywhere on all 4 floors. Orchard Towers has since toned down its massively outrageous outtakes and all the other stuff that goes on. Unofficially, the red light district where freelance sex workers applied their trade is now coming to an end. In August, authorities began forcing nightclubs at the Orchard Towers to shut down. The Ipanema was no exception. A police spokesperson told the Straits Times, Singapore's national paper, that the concerns of public safety, vice activities, and nuisances led to this decision for all the nightclubs to go away. Now, with Orchard Towers is transforming into another neighborhood mall with a handful of new tenants filling up the empty spaces, selling antique carpets, photo frames, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. The new crowd moves in. The livelihood of the nightclub's owners and the sex workers that depend on the Orchard Towers, the 4 Floors of Whores, for work income are now at stake. Singapore's police department declined to answer any comments about this story. So if you're part of Singapore, if you're in Singapore, if you've been to Singapore and you know about the 4 Floors of Whore, just let us know. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, and let us know about the Orchard Towers or Orchid Towers. I always say Orchard just to be silly. Now, being silly is what I do best. It drives my wife crazy when I've got telemarketers that call the house, call my personal cell phone. My cell phone's available for anyone out there. If you want to find it, you can find it. And something I've done for over the last, 10 years or so, is I've created not a podcast, it's more of an on-demand type thing where I have the ability to capture both sides of the conversation. And if you look on iHeartRadio, if you look on iTunes, if you look on Spotify, it's called Bad Calls. All capital letters, Bad Calls, and we put podcast in the end. It's not really a podcast. It's like an on-demand type show. And they're actual phone calls from telemarketers. And my job is to try to keep them on the air as much as possible, try to make them say the weirdest thing or make them feel the most uncomfortable. Now, granted, it does get a little blue, but it's not safe for work. So all you little kiddies out there under the age of 13, don't listen to this. Ask your mom and dad to have them listen to it first before you can listen to it, because we do get a little raunchy on there. But that's bad calls. You can find those anywhere where you download podcasts. But these guys right here don't have the time and the patience to edit podcasts or anything like that like I do. So these two guys were fed up with all the spam calls, and they created a chat GPT tool that trolls telemarketers and tries to waste their time. See, they're approaching it from another end. So let's hear their story. The Jolly Rancher is a telephone service that uses an AI to fight back against pesky telemarketers. So there's a new way to get back at telemarketer scams, and it costs you only $24.99 per year. So telemarketer service called Jolly Ranchers. It harvests the chat GPT and voice modulation software to create and read scripts to telemarketers. As a digital fictional character, Jolly Rogers can keep, they got too many words in there, can keep telemarketers on the line indefinitely, wasting time of the scammers. So one scammer can be roped into talking to Whitney Whitebeard, a bumbling senior citizen, while another can catch Salty Sally, an easily distracted mother. So if you want to hear these, I listen to them. They're not as funny as mine, but they're trying to sell this thing right here. So I'm going to switch over to, here it is right here. Jolly Rogers Telephone Company. So it's JollyRogersTelephone.com, powered by AI and GPT. First 30 days are free. All right. And then just $1.99 a month, based on an annual subscription price of $23.88. So they're going to charge you about $24 to do this. So it says, tired of telemarketers calling your landline or mobile phone? There's a way to fight back. We've provided friendly, patient robots to talk to these rude telemarketers for you, is what the website says here. They love to chit-chat and will often keep nasty callers engaged for several minutes. By the time the bad guys are busy, you keep them from pestering other innocent people. You hit them where it hurts the most, the wallet. All right, so here we go. Here's Salty Sally trying to help the scammer, where the guy goes, where you're from your cable service, you need to check your remote, which I've had happen before. So let's see how this turns out. Let's see if they're as good as me, because I'm the champ on this. So here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, ma'am, do you have a remote control in your handy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, the voice is also AI, so it's an augmented voice with a script of some sort.
That's
Like
so
that,
interesting. Speaking of TV, did you know I just won a local talent show? It's so much fun. What's your favorite talent show on TV? Maybe we can chat about that while you tell me more about this cable box upgrade.
I watch American premium movie channels only.
That's so exciting. I just won a local talent show, and I've been looking for ways to celebrate. Can you tell me more about these TV services? Maybe I can have a big viewing party with my friends.
Now, the voice sounds real. The voice sounds good, but the questions and the follow-up just doesn't meet, the thing.
I just got a promotion at work, and I'm super excited about it. I've been thinking about upgrading my TV setup to celebrate. Can you tell me more about these new fiber optic cables and how they'll improve my TV?
All right, so that's Salty Sally, which, this is probably the best two that they ever had to call. So here's another one. This is Whitley Whitebeard. So here we go.
So, well, do you have a Visa, debit, or MasterCard where we can put the money back?
Can you tell me more about how account holder services can help me? And by the way, do you have any tips for growing tomatoes? I've been trying to grow them in my garden, but they just won't.
He said tomatoes.
Cooperate.
Oh, I understand. So, well, you need to go and find the card where we can put the money back, okay?
The fact that I have to pay all these bills by myself? No help from the government, nothing. And
like I said, the voice sounds good, but like the follow-up questions just doesn't match what they're asking.
Visa, MasterCard, you name it. Now let's talk about the real issue here. Why are utility bills so outrageously high?
Hi.
What's your take on that, huh?
Because of these additional charges you are paying on the bill that we are going to remove.
In fact, I have to pay these outrageous bills every month.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, buddy.
Sir.
I've been working my entire life. And
Yes.
I've never seen a single penny from the government.
Oh, that guy. I would have hung right up on him. So there you go. That's the Jolly Roger, telephone.com. So if you want to check them out, if you want to spend the $24, make sure you tell them that Deacon Live told you about it, and maybe we'll get a little kickback on that as well. All right, guys, on that note, make sure you follow us on all your social networks. Go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsors of Deacon Live. That's PROPHET radio.com. Go over there. Make sure you like and subscribe over there. Like I said, we have a really, really good one over there called Bad Calls. You can see it if you're watching this here on the video. It's called Bad Calls. That's what the logo looks like. And there's over 200 and some odd episodes on demand. Most of them are like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. And I get a little rude with them. I play different characters, try to keep them on the phone, and it's all real. Believe me, it's all real. Nothing is staged. So check that out. I even told the guy I was Derek Jeter just to see if he was in the United States, and he just went, "Oh, Derek Jeter? No, Jeter. Oh, Derek Jeter. Okay." So, and it just goes on from there. All right, guys, on that note, we're going to let you get back to enjoying the rest of your day. My name is the Deacon, saying goodnight and goodnight.
Wait, come back.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Never gonna make it, 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 never gonna make it. Woo, 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 woo. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye. Sneaky. Ooh. That's from the horse show. All right. See you guys. Bye.